Assalamu alaikum, Salam family. I'm Labadi, your guided coach for today. As Salam family, you get the neuroscience of mindfulness with Islamic spirituality, so you can be better, be more, and belong to a great community. Today we are exploring patience and self-control with reference to Islamic guidance as well as research. Basically, there are three components to this: recognizing that patience is a choice, recognizing your triggers, and reframing the situation to help you get a grip. You know, life is crazy sometimes, hairy and chaotic, and this is when we need to catch ourselves so that we don't pitch our souls into bad choices. We need to recognize when these situations come up and then apply some self-control. But first, let's begin our practice to find our stable focus and concentration. Mindfulness practice strengthens this, and it can help us cancel out the noise so that we can find underlying peace and settle our minds. So let's make the intention first to be aware, and inshallah, Allah helps guide us to be better at increasing our patience, noticing our triggers, and finding better solutions. After that, I think we should take 3 quick cleansing breaths. Make sure that you put your exhale to be a bit longer than your inhale. So let's begin together. Ready? Let's go. Fill your lungs with air. Let out all of the bad air. Settle our systems down. Try to relax your body and try to notice where it is in your body that you're holding your tension. So you can just relax and get some great refreshment in this time. We'll only take about 10 minutes, but you'll see a big difference, I think, by the time we're done. All right. With that, next we want to make sure that we're sitting comfortably. Ideally, have your feet on the floor, have your hands on your thighs. Either close your eyes, lower your gaze, return to normal breathing, and in doing so, notice where you feel your breath alive, whether that be the sensation of the air coming in your nostrils or going out, the expansion of your chest or your abdomen, or the sound of your inhale or exhale, or any other aspect of your breath that you notice. So let's try to tune into that and avoid all other distractions as much as possible. You know, even if you're in a noisy room, people who are good at this are able to tune everything out. It's like having your khushu in your salah. You just solely focus on one aspect and get into that. And if for some reason you fall off of that focus on your breath or what it was going to be that I will say, don't be distressed. That's actually part of the process. Notice it and guide yourself back in gently to your focus of where you want to be. All right? Our emotions are registered in a part of our brain called the amygdala, which recognizes situations based on patterns. But sometimes things happen and we're not very rational in our responses. This is because sometimes our amygdala goes on speed dial. Say, there's a crisis that happens, you automatically will respond. And if it's a situation that it's an emergency and people need help and you're just going into responding without thinking, then that might be a good thing. But if, let's say, somebody has tripped you up and gotten you angry about something, or something happens and you just shoot off, that's not necessarily a good thing. Sometimes we will make mistakes in not having good judgment in how we react because we react on impulse. So we want to be able to be better at noticing these situations and anticipating these situations. First, we should recognize why Islam values patience so much. And so we know that In describing righteousness, Allah tells us, among other guidances, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 177, that the true believers hold on to their promises and are steadfast in trial and adversity and in times of war. For us, living in close quarters with others and not being able to interact like normal, doing our activities that we used to do, it can be rather taxing on our ability to be patient. And so also in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 75, it was revealed after the Battle of Badr, obey Allah and His Apostle and do not dispute with one another, lest you lose courage and your resolve weaken. Have patience. Allah is with those that are patient. So we see in many places in the Holy Quran that patience is something that is truly valued, and the Muslims are known for their patience. But humans that we are with faults, sometimes we fall off of that. So let's strive to learn more about patience and why we need to be patient, and see if we could even use some tips from psychology and neuroscience to help guide us to strategies that will help us be better. We're in tune with our body's signals. We can identify the situations that indicate to us that we're getting agitated. Sometimes you might notice that you're raising your voice, or your heartbeat is amplified, or you've clenched your fists. You feel a tightness perhaps in your chest or in your stomach. These are the signs that you're veering from your center. And so likewise, when you're in a room and when people might be backbiting about somebody else, you get this sensation. And we could use the example of the Prophet ﷺ. He would leave the room. He would get himself out of that dangerous situation, not be party to what's going on. So these are the things that help protect you when you can be aware and notice these signals that your body gives you. So the message is, know your triggers. Can you think about now some of those things that you know are triggers? Psychologists call this the implementation intention. That is, think about what you will do when you recognize a trigger so that you could protect yourself from losing your patience. Maybe you might take a tip in cultivating patience as also prescribed in the Holy Quran in Surah Ali Imran, verse 200. Or you will believe, persevere in patience and constancy, vie in such perseverance, strengthen each other. When you're about to lose your cool, do you have a friend or someone you can call to help you? In this way, you could reframe the situation and gain self-control rather than being a victim to your impatience or anger or sadness. Emotions are meant to be felt, but we want to master our handling of them in order to always be in a healthy state of self-control in mind and in spirit. And children should also be taught to delay gratification and the value of patience. Remember, it is something that can be taught. So I hope that you have gained some insight to it today. Open your eyes and let's come back to your place in your lives. Shift your balance in your seat and move around a bit. Look for your triggers and see if you can practice self-control to help others notice their triggers and possible alternatives to do in such what-if situations. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for joining me. Assalamu alaikum.